Everyone, and welcome to Never a Foul. We're here to do transfer news. Something came up today and we have to talk about it. Kudus dilemma between Man United, Arsenal and Chelsea. The Ghanaian guy is wanted everywhere. Man United entered the race. Also Caicedo bid. New one within from Chelsea to Brighton. Will they accept this one? And also Fabinho now is live again to go to Saudi Arabia. Will Liverpool get Lavia and another midfielder? And Harry Kane is to Bayern Munich is on. They are in talks with the guys, with Daniel Levy and everybody at Spurs. Will Spurs lose their talisman, Kane, and how can they replace him? But I'm here with Cass, and welcome everybody again. Please hit that like button. We're almost at 13K, believe it or not, here at Never Foul. Thanks for everybody that is supporting the channel. Your likes go a long way. Your comments after the video. We had an amazing engagement yesterday after the brilliant show we did yesterday evening, where I waffled a lot and people didn't like it. And just people called me out on it. And Cass, how's your afternoon?
I'm all right. I'm just drafting a tweet if people are wondering why I'm looking away from the screen at this moment of time. So other people can know that we're live. But other than that, I'm doing all right. This Kudus thing is surprising in a way. It shouldn't be surprising. Let me lower my gain in case I'm talking a bit too loud.
You're all right. You're all right.
I'll put it down.
No,
I don't want it to...
too low for me. Too low.
Is that better? Yeah, I'll put on 2. I've been putting on 2 anyways. I just don't want it to be too loud. When I watch it back, my voice is always loud, and I'm just like, what's going on here? So yeah, man. But yeah, this Kudus thing is very interesting. The Chelsea part as well. Like we've seen, his name's like Marcel van der Kraan or something like this, talking on Sky Sports saying if Ten Hag wants him, he's gonna go. You know, it sounds like that story. If people don't know the story, but it's this girl that really liked was it Lauren London or somebody along them lines? I can't remember who it was, with Lil Wayne. And she said, I don't care if I've got a man. If Lil Wayne calls my phone in the middle of the night, I'm going. You know, so that was a very long time ago. That was about 10, 15 years ago. Showing my age there a little bit now. But other than that, yeah, so Chelsea's still leading the race for Kudus. That was only yesterday. Today's the Man United stuff. Maybe that's used for PR. He hasn't been training for a few days. And then it's obviously, I saw another report only 2 days ago that his preferred destination was Arsenal, which I think he would thrive more in, to be honest. But you can't deny that Chelsea's got an exciting team and exciting project going on alongside Arsenal's and many others. Other than that, Harry Kane is obviously, I see, like even yourself, you think they're going to come in to the end of the window and Man United are going to bid something. I'm sure PSG will come in for him. We'll discuss a little bit on that. But yeah, man, there's a little bit of discussion. And the Caicedo alternatives. We said,
Who are the alternatives? Who are the alternatives in the market?
It's just crazy. And then Fabinho's leaving to Saudi. That's confirmed. His dogs have been allowed, probably.
Listen, let's start with Kudus, because this is the hot topic now in the market.
Wait, actually, before you do that, so you can bide me some time, do you mind picking up some people in the comments?
Yeah, 100%. Let's see who's in the comment. First, second, third, and everybody is here, of course. Let's see. Never a Foul is the first comment here. Thank you, Never a Foul, for the comment for us, of course. Jessica is here with us. Stephanie is here with us. I love to see the feminine part in the chat, of course. And Graysol is back. Madrid, Mbappe, Money. Of course, the numbers, Mason, Kudus agency, and if Ten Hag opens the door, he will join, of course. And Anfield Dad, a member. Check out the membership. We have something very exciting coming your way for the members, of course. Very, very exciting, of course. Tarel Gunner TV is here with us. Mustafa, of course. Welcome, Mustafa. Salam, Habibi. Craig, one of our viewers, always here with us. Of course, Craig Lee, a Newcastle fan. And King's Mano is here with us, of course. True Blue Clay, always challenging me in the comments. I like to engage with the guy in the comment, or the girl. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, but it's all right. And this name, Aravind Balaji. Big up, guys.
Yeah, man.
I butchered the name. I butchered
That's
the
all right.
name, of course.
All done, all
And
done.
Chelsea till I die. Bailey is here with us. And Bad Programming is here with us. Eagle. MMA is here with George. That's a lot of names. That's a lot of people. But I love to see it. I love to see it, guys. Make sure to hit the like for us. Of course, if you are here, Daniel, of course, is saying big up Daniel from Germany. Yes, Daniel. What are you saying, man? A Man City fan always supporting us. But what are people saying in the comments? People are saying Kudus is a Chelsea player. People are saying Kudus prefers Arsenal. But at the end, it's Ten Hag's call. He coached him before, if I'm not mistaken. To be honest, I actually think that Kudus fits more Chelsea Football Club. I know you say Arsenal. I know you say Champions League. I know you say Ten Hag. But he has a spot at Chelsea on the right side saved for him. It is saved. He goes there. He starts right away. And I think he adds a lot to Chelsea. Yes, they have Madueke and everything. But I would love to see him at Chelsea, in my opinion. Because I know he's going to, Jackson, Nkunku, that's and Modric, if he plays up to the potential, I think for the people that are watching, I think that's a scary front line. Kudus, Modric, Nkunku, Jackson, scary front line. To be honest, with Caicedo and Inzu behind them, you cannot fault that. What are you saying, Cass?
I mean, it's kind of strange. No, if he goes to Arsenal, he's going to be a bench warmer. Let's put it like that. You're going to buy him for they say he's like, what, £35 million. Didn't really have a great season last year, but neither did the whole of Ajax's team. But if he goes to Arsenal, he's not going to start nowhere. He's not going to start above Odegaard or at striker over Jesus, I don't think. And I don't think he starts over Saka either. So if he is going to be looking at game time in a starting spot, then Chelsea is probably the best destination for him. So I just look at Chelsea's side on the right, and it's the weakest side in their whole team, other than DM. But in attacking lineup, it is probably the least side that's covered. And I look at Man United, and maybe you see something there. I don't know if Ten Hag sees him, but it's like, are you going to play him over your £80 million man? Does he look at him maybe as a covering 9, potentially false 9, or does he look at him as a place that can play maybe in one of those 10 positions as cover, where he rotates with Mount or Bruno or something? It could work. And what we always talk about Man United, they lack a goal threat. And I think even right now, even after Højlund, Man United still lack goal threats. Other than Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, maybe Højlund. That's a big if, by the way. What else? What other goal threats are there? Because Mount gets into good positions, but he just never scores. It's poor.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I actually think he goes to Man United, he benches Antony. However, with Mason Mount, you need more of a provider. Is he a provider? Is he a goal-scoring winger? Is he a direct winger? Is he like a Sane, a winger, like he goes to the goal directly? With Mason Mount, you need someone to feed Mason Mount. You need someone to feed Højlund, if you get Højlund. Yes, I think, in my opinion, from what I watched from him, he is a better goal threat than Antony. We all agree on that. I think you do agree with that as well. Antony's work ethics are great and everything, but he isn't a goal threat from what we have seen last year. But the question is, will he bench Antony? Will Ten Hag have the balls to bench Antony, the £80 million player? I don't think so. I actually don't think so. I think he likes Antony. He likes the work ethics. I think he likes that Antony gives him both going a little bit more retention up top, but also defensive duties. He can do the defensive work. He can go and help Wan-Bissaka or Dalot, whoever plays. So I think, in my opinion, for Arsenal, it's great to have him because he's a very, very good player off the bench. He can play a center forward, can play on the right side, can actually come in as a midfielder if you are losing or something. But for me, he goes to Chelsea because he is the starting position. However, it's a matter of a Champions League football. Do you think that will play a big factor in him signing for a club?
Well, yeah, of course it does. Like Chelsea still have Paul, but when another Champions League club as big as, you could say, as big as a club as Chelsea anyways comes calling, then yeah, of course it takes that, that part. But I think a lot of the time, Kudus got the age, and his agent will be telling him as well at the same time, like Chelsea are not one to stay out of Champions League. Look at the squad they got, look at the manager they got, look at the project they're building and everything. So that's the way I look at it personally. So I don't think it would be too major, but everyone wants to play at the highest level and everyone wants to be in and around teams that they can thrive in, right? It's a no-brainer, really. And all three of these clubs are no-brainers. But the way I look at it as well with the Man United stuff, if they're saying Ten Hag, if he comes calling, he's just going to go. When you think about 35 million, if there was reports yesterday about the Harry Kane stuff, if he doesn't go to Bayern Munich or PSG, the only two clubs that can really afford him or want him even, when you logically, they say that Man United, through Man United sales, they might be able to afford him, right? So if you're thinking of a backup striker or backup centre forward that's available more time than less, then maybe Kudus is that alternative with Højlund, because that gets you your two strikers, right? And they're saying about fishing in like Marcus Rashford to do the striker job so Højlund can, fit in and have a plan there. I don't like the sound of that. I don't want Marcus Rashford up front. I'm tired of seeing the Rashford gimmick up front unless there's a team that plays a high line. Because all you got to do is play a deep line, and then, Rashford might struggle a little bit. Or against a weakened side, Rashford will do very well, but I don't know. That's the way I look at it. You don't even know, like people say Kudus not even a right winger in the comments. What is he then?
He's a right winger. Guys,
His
main position the second half of the season was a right winger. Can he play as a center forward? Yes, he can. Can he play as a 10? Yes, he can. But the second half of the season, he only played right winger. So let's just establish that he is a right winger. I hope I'm not too loud. But one more thing is in my head, to be honest. Does that mean his price go up?
Well, yeah, if there's a bidding war. Of course there is. If there's a bidding war, we're talking about how much of a great deal Olise is when he costs exactly the same amount of money. But I think Kudus you can definitely prize away for 40 million. It's who's going to be willing to spend that money. I haven't seen much of Arsenal of late in the last couple of days. Of course, their name was thrown into it 3 days ago more, and actually they were linked probably last week even. I just think it just smells of Chelsea though. Chelsea need incomings today, and they're still trying to work out the Caicedo stuff. Are they even going to pay up the money for Caicedo, which we're going to talk about? I just think Chelsea have got a lot to come into this window yet, and they're the only big names in that you could say in the Premier League yet to have any anything major incomings yet. Everyone else has bought, but Chelsea have only bought Jackson, and obviously the signings that they obviously had back in, and then Kunku, but that was done back in January, right, or before then even. I don't know who would you if you had to pick if you're a Chelsea fan. I know we had this debate with Ty, but I can't remember what you said for Chelsea. You said he suits Chelsea, but I swear you was in favor of Olise. Who are you picking, Olise or Kudus?
I love Olise, but I think the way I watched Jackson, the way I watched Jackson, the way I watched Nkunku, another goal threat, assuming that Nkunku will be both goal threat and a provider. Also, I'm not sure if Modric is a goal provider and someone who likes to assist. I think to be honest, I love Michael Olise, but I think Kudus as a goal threat on that right side is more important for them. Chelsea need goals. Chelsea already last year created some chances. He just couldn't convert them. So in my opinion, Enzo's there and Nkunku's there. Jackson looked like a player that can do the link up. So I think a winger that is direct, goes to the goal straight, I think it's Kudus, in my opinion. I think Michael Olise, if you get a striker, might be good for Man United. That's what I think. And I think for Arsenal, because Martinelli and Saka, I know that's switching a little bit, but if Martinelli and Saka are very direct, they're good goal threats, they'll get you 15 goals a year. I think you need a different option, which is Michael Olise, who can cross with the left foot, can cut back, can do free kicks and all the stuff as a kind of 10, but plays on the right side, can provide a lot of assists. I think Kudus would suit Chelsea more than Michael Olise. That's just my opinion.
I'm going to go through some of this guy's stats. In the Eredivisie last year, oh wow, that's quite impressive. He's it's called a bad season, right, for Kudus, who done very well in the World Cup, so I won't knock that. 11 goals and 4 assists in just under 1,800 minutes, and that's a bad season, right? The season before that, he got he was injured. Oh, he's injured. Never mind. He was poor. So really and truly, when you think about it logically, he's gone from this unknown entity because Anthony was probably filling in his position more time to this guy this season who's on everyone's names and everyone's list. Is he really a goal scorer then? When you think about it, because the same thing we were knocking Anthony for when he got pretty much the same stats, you could say, at the same age as Kudus in the same league. What's the difference?
Was Anthony the starting and Kudus was the bench player?
So Kudus 2 seasons ago he only got 16 appearances and 1 goal. And
he was still very young, so I wouldn't count that season.
Yeah, so that's only the season where Anthony was at Ajax. Last season, he got the same amount as Anthony in GA pretty much, as when Anthony was in Eredivisie.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at his Champions League performances: 4 goals, 2 assists, and 6 appearances in the Champions League in the same group as Liverpool and whoever else they had. I think it was Napoli, who they got battered. And obviously, there's cup games, Europa League, etc., etc. He got goals, but I'm talking about specifically in the league because that's what we do, right? You have to compare these things. This is all I'm saying. Go check it for yourself. And everyone knew that Anthony wasn't really a major goal scorer. But there's me thinking like Kudus is a goal scorer because he does remind me more of a direct winger than Anthony. He likes to take on a player and whatnot, and he probably will thrive. But when you look at the man and his age and everything around it, he's 22 years old. You know, he's just about to turn 23, same age as Anthony. What's the difference then? If you want to come, because us fans, we like to compare the leagues that the players are in and how well they're doing in that league. So does he really provide more than Olise?
Olise had 2 goals or 3 goals. This guy had 11 goals, didn't he?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but we talk about Premier League and Premier League experience. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I see your point.
You know what I mean? Like if we go to Michael Olise, and I get it, he got 2 goals and 11 assists in the Premier League, and also he's same price. He featured in more minutes as well, so he's more available clearly in the Premier League rather than the league itself. What are we saying there? Like Olise is how old is he? He's 21. He's pretty much a year and a half younger than him. In another season, I'm pretty sure Olise in a better team gets you more than 2 goals. I think he probably gets you 6, 7. He probably gets you. He's a set piece taker as well. You know, something maybe that Chelsea might lack. When we talk about assists and we talk about Jackson and feeding the striker, I'm just saying that maybe this is why I say Olise might suit Chelsea a little bit better than Kudus, because we love to talk about Premier League experience.
If you want to talk about it, Olise has more Premier League experience. He already played a lot of games in the Premier League. But for me, I see Olise as more of a provider, driving to the line and all the stuff. But listen, we have not watched Kudus. Let's establish something. We have not watched Kudus in the Premier League. We have no idea. He might come into the Premier League and not bang at all. Just be an average player in the Premier League. But he has the physicality, he has the speed, he has the talent, and he had numbers in the Eredivisie behind him. And he's cheaper than Anthony. They both
11?
He had 11 goals
In the Eredivisie.
Yeah, he had 11 goals, Cass, in 1,700 minutes. So that's about half a goal a game, right? A goal every 160 minutes. That's very
cool. And the season before that, Anthony got 12 goals and 10 assists overall to Kudus.
That's why you paid 80 million and Kudus on only 40 million.
I know, but we overpaid because we were buying all their players, like Lissandro, and everyone was getting bought.
So you're saying that Kudus is not worth even 40 million?
No, he's worth the money, but we talk about him being a goal threat, right? I'm just playing everything that everyone else plays. Kudus got 18 goals overall. He played in more. He played in Europa League as well. Anthony didn't play Europa League that year, or the Johan Cruyff thing. So he got 18 goals and 7 assists overall. But I'm just trying to say, we talk about goal threats. But really, we're talking about the league. We have to talk about league standards because this is what we love to do. You know, we love to talk Premier experience. You know, every single time we compare a player from another league and then we compare to a player that's in this league currently, we always talk about Premier experience. I'm talking about Olise versus Kudus when Kudus' numbers are very similar to Anthony's, and he played in more competitions and less minutes than Anthony that year.
So you think that Kudus, if he comes to the Premier League, he isn't going to score a lot of goals? I actually think if he
How do you
plays for that Chelsea team, he will score goals.
How do you convert? Well, if it's in the Eredivisie, how do you convert 11 goals into 11 goals in a Prem when that league is meant to be much worse?
Yeah, so I see your point here.
Do you get what I'm saying now? Because typically,
yes.
you look at a player that's done 20 goals in the Eredivisie. Look at Gakpo or Memphis Depay or anyone that's come over from there. They get 20 goals, get this, comes to the Premier League, get less, much less.
Yeah, but he's still developing. I'm comparing him to Olise. I'm just comparing the style of play.
Olise is still developing and he's younger, but he's got Premier experience.
I'm comparing the style of play. Olise is more of a dribble, cross. Kudus is more of a dribble, try to shoot, just based on the highlights I watch and based on the Champions League football that I watched from him, and also playing for Ghana. I think he's more of like a direct winger, goes to the goal, tries to score a goal, while Olise is trying to slide somebody in or cross or do so. So that's the difference between both are brilliant players, but I think they're very, very different profiles, in my opinion.
Right, let me ask you a question. Let me ask the people as well that are watching this. So is the term Premier League experience overrated?
Well, Haaland didn't have a Premier League experience.
There you go. There's one.
Bernardo Silva didn't. Diaz didn't. Who else did? I can name you names. I can name a lot of Casemiro didn't have Premier League experience. Yeah, however, let me finish. But for youngsters, I think it makes a difference.
I mean, Haaland's like 22 though.
Yeah, but Haaland's kind of a different animal. I'm not going to compare anybody to Haaland.
That time, Ruben Diaz was like 23, if I'm correct, when he joined City. Yeah, they were young. They were pretty much the same age. So all I'm trying to say is, what is that line very weak?
Lisandro Martinez didn't have Premier League.
I'm just trying to say, like, is it a weak argument?
Sometimes it's a weak argument, but for youngsters, I think it shows a lot. I've seen a lot of youngsters go to the Premier League and a little bit struggle, but nowadays, because of 22.
Kudus, he's about to turn 23 in 1 month. Is 23 really?
I will call that a youngster a little bit. I will call someone that's less than 25. I'll call that someone without a lot of games underneath their belt. Just remember that Mohamed Kudus, if I'm not mistaken, didn't play a lot of. He doesn't have a lot of games underneath his belt. In the Eredivisie, he played 63 games. Michael Olise played 66 games, if I'm not mistaken, in the Premier League. I think that accounts for something because the speed of the league is different. Well, if you're Casemiro and you have over 300 games or 250 games under your belt, that's completely different. But I think for forwards, sometimes it makes a difference. I think we'll know from Jackson. I think that Jackson guy will prove if it's a yes or a no thing, a no term. That's in my opinion. Guys, there's over 670 of you here. Hit that like button for us. It helps us move to the next person, helps the channel grow. We're trying to bring you content daily, as you can see.
Nearly, we're like 80 people. We're like 75 people off 13K subscribers. Crazy, right?
And if you are here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you know when we go live. We have a fantastic live for you tonight at 10:30 UK time. So account for time differences with Terry Flowers from the Football Terrace, which is Terry doesn't go on other people's channels, but we'll have him here. We'll squeeze the information out of him. If you know what I mean, we'll squeeze the information.
Here's another one. I'm so glad someone brought it up. Dembele is rumored to have been put up on the transfer list, and they're talking 50 million euros. Should anyone take a punt on him?
Yes, 100%.
I'm taking him.
Listen, the problem with Dembele's injuries, one of the most talented players I've seen over the past 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I love one of the most talented wingers I've seen over the past 5-6 years. The problem, injuries. Every time I'm watching the player, he is dangerous. He is scaring people. He goes at your defender, you're shaking. You're up. Overpriced. Did someone say overpriced?
Well, when you think about it, Dembele, with all the ability he has, kind of gives me Martial vibes. When fit, amazing. You know, he's really good and all that, but he breaks down so quick. But we're talking about 40 let's call it in pounds. It's about 40 million pounds that they're asking for. That's his quote. You can probably get him for a little bit cheaper. He's got heavy heavy wages at Barca as well. I don't know if he's actually been trimmed down. If that's the case, then someone might be able to take a chance on him. You know, again, a right winger in this day and age, you got weak right wingers everywhere. They're like, you think about the top 10, name me top 10 right wingers in world football, Saka, you know, and etc., etc. And then you go down to that, the Musa Diabis. Some people might even say Rafinha and all this kind. The right side is very weak, and he might be, you know, in another team, you know, he might be able to, you know, a manager might be able to assess him and manage him correctly, give him maybe a youngster some more time. Let's say he does, like, let's say Chelsea, for instance, right? Chelsea guy would be, he completes that team differently, but then it gives Madueke a chance. You know, they only play one game a week. Where Barcelona they were playing him week in, week out, cup games. They were playing him in Champions League, and then he got injured in the end of February, which is probably his longest run of injury-free since a long time. And he did come back, to be fair, at the end of the month. So he actually had a pretty decent injury-free season for someone his standards, you know, who's always injured. And he still hasn't lost a burst of pace, and he still hasn't lost his goal-scoring ability. I'm just saying, should a team take a punt on him or not? Because I guarantee he gets linked. If he's linked to PSG, trust me, he's going to get linked to Chelsea at some point. So if you're a Chelsea fan, watch this space.
A brilliant player, and the injuries are kind of like hindered his career. I think to be honest with you, he comes to the Premier League, he's right away one of the top wingers in the Premier League. People just didn't watch Dembele. When he was at Dortmund, he was sick. He was sick. When he went to Barcelona, when he got injured, he was sick. He is absolutely fantastic. And even now, every time he comes back from injury, he is a threat. He's a threat. The problem with him is that he relies so much on technicalities. So I want to ask you a question, and it is, in my opinion, it's just a question. Does he remind you a little bit of Di Maria? Benfica, Real Madrid, played really well at Real Madrid, went to the Premier League, kind of failed a little bit. Do you think Dembele can thrive in the Premier League?
I think he'll get snapped in two. What? That I didn't.
Why?
But then I don't know, man. He's just breaking down. To be fair, last year he managed just under 2,200 minutes. You know, he's actually got quite. He managed in the league alone. He played 25 appearances for Barcelona, and he got 5 goals, 7 assists, and he only played 1,400 minutes. He's an ambulance.
Yeah.
When you think about it, 40 million for that, I think you may be able to take Barcelona for right. All right, let me ask guys in the comment this then. Would you take Dembele for 25 million or 30 million?
No,
30 million?
That's an insult to Ousmane Dembele.
Why is it a team that needs money? A team that needs money and needs wages off the books and needs to hit criterias, right? And all this kind of stuff, etc., etc. Are you guys in the comments taking Dembele at your club for 30 million tops?
I think he's worth way more than that.
Because you know what it is? We talk about Thiago, being you know, always injured. We were saying Liverpool should sell Thiago, but even Mons was saying when Thiago plays, Thiago gives you a pretty much 7 or 8 or more above, you know, performance. Are you going to risk having, let's say you can get 20, 25 appearances out of Dembele in a season or 30, you're probably going to get 7 or 8 10s, 7 out of 10s performances potentially. Are you taking that?
I actually think that Dembele is a 9 out of 10 winger in my opinion. I know the problem is injuries, but guys, remember, someone said it in the comment. I won't take credit for it, and I agree. Dembele at Dortmund was more talented than Kylian Mbappe.
100%. That guy was meant to be the next best thing.
If I think for me, Dembele goes to the Premier League, he is taking a team to a different level if he is fit. And remember, Haaland was at Dortmund. He used to get injured. The way they managed him at Man City, he's available most of the season. Some clubs can manage the fitness and the muscles of a player. If a club can take that player, Ousmane Dembele, manage his injury, he is absolutely a threat to everyone else. He's better than all your wingers. Let's just establish that. For Chelsea, he's better than all your wingers. For Man United, he is. I'm gonna
Better
say he's better than Marcus Rashford. He's better than Marcus Rashford, Cass. The problem is injuries. He's better than Marcus Rashford. I'm sorry.
Fair.
He's better than Martinelli. Maybe Saka is a different. Maybe Saka is a higher level because of the way he plays and all the dependability. Arsenal depend on him. Ousmane Dembele is completely. Yes, I see the comment
So
of the Premier League. Okay, so I see the comment that saying that he is from the Premier League is different kettle. Well, I can't assess him at the Premier League because he hasn't played at the Premier League, right? Like I'm just talking as if that's the judgment. Oh, so Kylian Mbappe then isn't that good because he hasn't done it in the Premier League. Lewandowski isn't that good. Come on,
I am taking him at Man United. I saw the way, like Varane, Delo, and everyone else. Even Marcel to an extent, but Marcel breaks down more than Dembele. I'm taking him. I've seen the way my manager likes to keep, like the way he treats Varane, treat Dembele the same. I'm taking him. Mo, we're talking Kudus. I'm talking Dembele, luxury player up in a forward line. I'm taking it. I'm sorry, and I deserve something to watch, something great.
Yeah. To be honest, you go to watch Man United now with someone like Dembele. You go to watch Chelsea. I want to watch that.
I want to watch that. When everyone was screaming for Neymar, it's the same way I'll be screaming for Dembele. I want it. I got to see it at least once in my life. I got to see it personally. But yeah, if only I wouldn't pay 40 million though. 30 million max, 100%. But yeah, man. Moving on from that, we're gonna have to talk on Chelsea, the other guy. Before we talk on, actually, you know what? Before I talk on Chelsea, since we're the Man United kind of bit as well, I want to talk about Harry Kane. Before we talk about the Caicedo and alternatives, again, we had a bit of a discussion yesterday. I didn't want to overrun it yesterday because I wanted to talk about it today more in depth. And then obviously Fabinho, etc., as well for Liverpool leaving, the Lavia stuff as well, but beyond the Fabinho, beyond that, because I want to link Liverpool and Chelsea with the alternatives that they can go and possibly get. Because other than Lavia, again, it's not enough, right? And Liverpool being told that they're looking at another midfielder prior to, for the Fabinho and Lavia stuff doesn't actually mix up, right? In their transfer strategy. Harry Kane, Daniel Levy meeting up with I don't know if it's Harry Kane's going to be there, I doubt it, but Levy's meeting up with the Bayern officials today, probably right now as we speak. Do they get this deal over the line? Or do they lowball the offer? Or can they even manage to? Do you reckon because of the Joe Lewis news, Harry Kane's fee goes down?
Yes, I'm still convinced there is a big twist in this Harry Kane thing. Thomas Tuchel spoke about them needing a striker after that Man City game. So I think they're going to try to get Harry Kane. Now it's going to be down to Harry Kane, in my opinion. Does he want to stay in England or not? From the discussion between us, myself, you, Ty, and Daps, you guys think that he doesn't care. Well, I still think he cares about staying in England. He's an Englishman, likes to stay. He's the captain of the England national team. But is Man United going to put everything to get the guy? As of now, I'm not seeing it, but I think there's a twist. However, I think that deal ends up to be 80 to 90 million pounds max, including bonuses. Max. But if he goes to Bayern Munich, Champions League, this is the goal for Bayern Munich now. Because they win the league every year. It's Champions League now for Harry Kane. And if he wins Champions League, legacy is there now. Harry Kane, the Lewis thing in I don't think, to be honest, I don't think it's related, Cass. I absolutely don't think it's related. I think him telling Daniel Levy that he has to sell him is related. But the indictment and all the stuff, I don't think it's related.
By the way, I didn't see this.
Go ahead.
Bayern Munich representatives will no longer fly to London today to discuss a deal for Harry Kane, but the club is still in contact with Tottenham. What's happening?
People are pulling out. Pause.
Yesterday, there was a deadline for Bayern Munich over this Harry Kane stuff. And today, now they're rescheduling all of a sudden. Levy is up to something. That guy is a parasite for that club. You know that. As much as he wants to sell the guy, I really, truly think that he doesn't want to sell him.
He doesn't. Oh, of course he doesn't. But he has to sell him.
I can't believe what I'm reading right now. How can you not be flying over to discuss something for one of the best players on the planet currently in the strike, if not the best, because everyone in Europe, the best number, other than Haaland, of course. What's going on here? Like when is it going to be scheduled? Does anyone know when it's going to be scheduled for? It doesn't say any day whatsoever. Do you reckon maybe Bayern Munich have other plans?
Yeah, just give me a second. Just can you keep going? I'm sorry, I have to.
How much can you want a player badly, but you're rescheduling talks, or whether it's from Levy? I don't even know if it's from Levy or Bayern. That's a disgrace, because you know what? Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. Here we go, Hoyland, 75 million euros, 64 million pounds.
No,
I
Fabrizio
haven't
said
seen that. No. Alfredo Pedula done that first, and if Fabrizio done his tapping, that means Ben Jacobs isn't far from doing another tapping. So you have to tap in the tapping. Levy is a horrible man. I can't lie. When it comes to actual footballing decisions, he's a horrible man. He's got no clue. So what I know, they offered him 70 million plus bonuses in euros. So let's say 60, like not even a lot of money. I don't know what Bayern are willing to go towards, since they're about to get 30 million for Mane, which is a big fee, right? They're going to use that towards the Kane fund. But I don't see Levy even wanting a budget unless he sees something along the lines of a 100 million package. Bayern don't do these sort of big deals. They never do. They never have. They never will. Maybe they go for 80 million in bonuses. Is 80 million plus bonuses enough to tempt Levy or not?
Yeah, of course, 80 million pounds.
No. Yeah, 80 million pounds plus, let's say, 10 million in bonuses. Do you reckon it's enough for Levy to budge?
Yeah, 90 million pounds, including bonuses. I think that he will budge. It's 1 year left.
I still don't think he gets out of bed.
Really?
I don't think, bro. Do you know how Daniel Levy likes? Bro, they don't even want to spend 20 odd million on a centre back. Van der Ven, 25 million, don't want to spend it. Tapsoba, 27 million, don't want to spend it.
Yeah, I still think I think 90 million they get their player. I just believe it. Lewis, and again, I'm gonna say it again. I said it in the beginning of the summer. Someone will whisper in his ear and tell him, yes, Levy, sell the player. He hasn't signed the contract. 90 million in the bank is better than nothing next year. Because nobody else is in for him as of now. PSG maybe aren't interested at the moment, but yeah, of course, 90 million they get their player. They offered, I think the last offer was 70 million euros or something like this, which was insulting. In my opinion, 75 or 80 million euros. That's 90 million pounds. That's close. How much is 90 million pounds, Cass? 102 million euros or something like this. That's a big increase.
I don't think he gets out of bed for that. I think Levy will know that a club will end up paying something like 100 million. Let's say PSG sell Mbappe this year to Real Madrid for the 250 million euros, since the Ali one that's been rejected, right? So they sell to Madrid for 250 million euros, which is like, let's say what's that, how much is that? About 200 million pounds, something like that. If they end up selling Mbappe for 200 million, what stops them go? Imagine they go get Dembele, Kane, and then go and buy whoever else.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Because Harry Kane's wife, apparently they were house hunting in Bayern Munich, just seeing what the houses, what the properties are like, and they also done it in Paris, right? And we're talking about what the lifestyle, what more would he want to suit towards? And we're all saying probably Bayern or family kind of stuff. I was saying probably Paris because it's more exciting, even for the kids.
Yeah, but Munich is more of a family-oriented place.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Paris is right next to London. It's not far off. He can come back anytime he wishes, right?
Yeah.
To go see his family. It's not like it's in Germany. It's not like Germany's far away.
Yeah, they can take the train like the rest of us.
Anyways, when you think of it logically, right? I think Daniel Levy knows, and he's going to try to hold out as long as possible for this Kylian Mbappe stuff to get sorted out, so he can then allow PSG to be a player in this, because PSG will pay it.
Yeah, 100. PSG will pay 100 million pounds for Harry Kane, no questions. 110, 120.
Straight fee. If you got 250 million cash to spend, or 200 million to spend, you're going to use half of that on Kane. That's the next best thing up top, and he's got to win stuff there. If you're when we think about it, Bayern Munich win everything in Germany. PSG win everything in France. What's the difference?
I don't know that, but to be honest, Harry Kane, if he goes to Paris Saint-Germain, for me, loser. Paris Saint-Germain aren't going to win the Champions League. You have to, if you're going to choose somewhere outside of England, you choose Bayern Munich. You go to I don't think he goes to Paris, to be honest. Yes, he isn't going to join that project. This is just my opinion. Listen, guys, about 800 of you here. Can we get the likes up a little bit? Can we get the likes to 500? If I get 500, I don't know what I'm going to do, but can we get the likes to 500 likes? The like button look like this underneath your live chat. Give me that like. It helps us expand. It's not just a like button for no reason. It helps us go to the next person.
How many are we? We are eight. We are 8 likes.
Almost 300.
We are 8 likes away from 300. Love to see it go to 400. You lot can make that happen just like that in 2 seconds. Believe it or not, you lot have the power more than us. But yeah, so we're going to think. If we're going to think along them lines, I think Levy. I think he's doing this on purpose. I think he just does this on purpose. I agree with you. If you go to PSG, I think you're just a loser as well. If you go to Bayern Munich, it's more respectable, much more respectable club as well in general. But that Louis Campo has a good way of convincing people.
Yeah, I see your point and everything. He's going to convince him about the project. But Harry Kane, why would you go to Paris Saint-Germain knowing that Kylian Mbappe
why do you care? They're going to offer him
leaving next year.
It's
about money then.
Why would he care? Kane been playing with Kulusevski, Son, and Bums for a minute. As soon as you go to either of these clubs, you instantly play with better players, and you're instantly probably a winner as well. What's the difference? I like again, like what was the difference? I think you'd have more of a chance of winning Champions League, of course, with Bayern Munich. They definitely got the suppliers around it. Imagine Leroy Sané with Kane. Imagine Gnabry with Kane. You know, Kimmich as well feeding him.
Jamal Musiala underneath Kane.
It makes sense. It does make a lot of sense. But you know, like with PSG, you can go there and they might give you a whole new front line. Imagine Dembele, Kane, and everything. It could be something dangerous. You just don't know, innit? We just don't know. We've seen some stranger things in life, you know. So I just think it'll be a different story. But moving on from the Kane stuff, because you know I don't actually like talking too much. Actually, you know what? I'm just thinking about it. I swear the Dutch league is a better coefficient than the French league now.
Yeah, 100%. The French league is a 6th now.
The French league is 6th now, and the Dutch league is 5th. Put some respect on their Eredivisie. Ollie, what? You're not a member no more. I'm seeing you. I'm watching you. I see how it is. Ollie, he's not invited. You know what? He's not invited to the new thing, so it's cool anyways. Caicedo alternatives. Let's talk Chelsea a little bit more and Liverpool as well. I want to mix and match them.
There's only Palhinha, Lavia on the market, Amrabat on the market, Rice is gone. Who else is on the market? Ward-Prowse?
Does Chelsea put in another bid? They were talking about contemplating a new bid last night, and they were talking about also looking at alternatives as well. Do you move on from the situation or do you battle out? Do you think Brighton drop their valuation of 100 million to at least 90?
Yeah, I think 90, 95. I think they go for that. I think Chelsea need Caicedo. I don't think there is anybody in the market now that look like a Caicedo for me. For Chelsea specifically, next to Enzo. He doesn't have a lot of experience, but I think he is good enough to start week in, week out for them, of course, as he did for Brighton. I think they put so much legwork into that to walk away from that deal. He's Premier League proven. In my opinion, they should up the bid a little bit, 10 million, and go get the player. Even if Brighton, I think even if it goes to 100 million, just a player is worth what you are willing to pay for him. And if they are only willing to pay 90 and Brighton don't accept it, it is what it is. I don't think 100 million is a fair price. I think it's overpaying for him a little bit. I think 80 million is decent, but you need them. You have no midfielders. You have youngsters. I think Chelsea put so much work in it to walk away, Cass.
Yeah. There's one guy I did rate. There's more than a Premier League, and you can see that, you know, Chelsea look outside of the Premier League for a lot of these players nowadays, right? So you got Caicedo. I would commend Chelsea if they walk away and don't pay 90 million, because it's kind of reminding me of the Frankie de Jong saga, right? Chase him all summer and don't even end up with him, and don't really end up with a capable enough replacement. And you might do towards the end. Man United's case, we got Casemiro. Probably we needed him more than Frankie de Jong, evidently, right? And that's just a Man United thing to do. Chelsea, if they go up to 100 million, I won't rate it. But the thing is, it's like when you chase something for so long and you know what the valuation is, you just want to pay the money and get it over and done with, right? And that's the desperation as a fan, and you move on. I just think, as much as Caicedo is good, I think Chelsea probably have some other profiles potentially in the bank. If Kimmich is up for sale by rumored, go pay that money. Go pay the 70, 80 million. I don't know what they want, but I would say about 70 million for his age, maybe even 65. maybe that gets them Kane over the line and they can go, do what the German club does and go replace him very quickly. If not, you look at Paulinho, he's going to be injured until probably about August, end of August. I think he's more suited to Chelsea than Caicedo. Not in a footballing level, of course, but just on a defensive aspect, he still does the same thing that they need. There's other players out there that I do rate, and I know a lot of people don't, but I wanted him last year. Sangare is amazing for PSV. Go watch him, and he can definitely play at a decent level, but is he enough? And people say Edson Alvarez as well. He's a clamper, but he's more West Ham, maybe a bit better than West Ham level. But there's got to be more DMs out there. We talk about Zubimendi. People rate him. I love him personally. He's sick. Go watch him properly, and then you can have your judgment there. And then there's always still other players here and there that might be tempted to sell. Let's say Real Madrid. How are they getting 200 million euros or 200 million pounds to even afford Mbappe? Someone might concede. We spoke about it before. We don't even know if he's going to be a starting player this season. Tchouaméni. I'm just saying, why can you not go tempt Barcelona? Everyone has a price, They'll get their money back and they'll reinvest it into somebody else.
Well, not everyone has a price, though. Not everyone.
Trust me, everyone has a price.
Well, it's proven before. Not everybody has a price because
I don't know.
Real Madrid is a bigger club than everybody else. I think if they don't want to sell so many, they aren't going to sell so many.
Yeah, but might do, might not. You can tempt them. If it is true from the sources in Spain, if they're going to sell him, they would want their money back. Can he promise the same amount of game time?
Real Madrid question. 90 million for Caicedo or 100 million for... I think 90 million for Caicedo or 90 million for Tchouaméni for you.
Huh?
90 million for Caicedo or 90 million for Tchouaméni for you.
Tchouaméni.
No questions, right?
No questions. I think Tchouaméni is the more accomplished player personally. I think he's overall a better 6 than Caicedo. Overall a better 6, not a better 8. I think Tchouaméni is definitely the defensive unit and he's a lot taller. And I think he's just more of a beast. I like Tchouaméni a lot. I just think he just hasn't been able to flourish exactly under Real Madrid because I don't know what this obsession with Toni Kroos and DM is, but there's an obsession with it with Ancelotti. Maybe this year, might look at it a little bit differently. It's a difficult deal to get over the line, but if you're going to go from one difficult deal of 80 million to 100 million, I don't know. Everyone wants Caicedo because they've been chasing them for a long time. But again, I'd rather just go for Paulinho. I think if Andre Santos is such this sick player that Chelsea fans rate, he's the same age as Lavia. There's no point. He's going to Liverpool anyways, right?
Yeah.
Don't get Paulinho then. He's more established. He's a lot more, he can work in 2 or 3 man midfield. You can see that he can work it. His height is, I don't think he can't pass the ball nothing. He's a clamper as well. And you could say, again, we like to say, age is experience. Why would you want to go to get 2 young midfielders when you can have one experience and one to take over when they eventually get of age, right? Andre Santos will be a lot more used in that version as well, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
So let me present to you. So before I present to you this, let me do these 2 super chats. Honesty Hortensia saying breaking news: PSG is to pay Ousmane Dembele's release clause 50 million euros, who is valid until July 31st. After that, it goes to 100 million. I think he gets snatched. Yes, I agree. And also Gokoya 427. Madrid have more than enough money to afford Mbappe without selling. Do your research about their financial situation. I think so.
I did read something upon them. Are they not even in some FFP clash as well?
You tell us, guys.
I remember seeing something around the financial fair play clash with them as well, about not being able to spend as much money as they thought they would because they looked into accounts or something from years back, and and I swear there's a fine around it as well, potentially. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen for this season. Everything changes after July the 1st. But I'm just saying along them lines, 200 million is extensive fee. You just paid how much for Jude Bellingham and everything? Am I missing anyone else? I mean, they did sell Benzema. They got some wages on the books, but 200 million. I don't know if they can do it this year. That's not from what I was reading anyways. So maybe I haven't done enough. Maybe you know more than me. But I feel like if you're going to spend 200 million to go get somebody like Mbappe, you forget about the image rights. You forget about all of that, right? That's going to be the total cost of everything. I think you're going to have to sell. If it's not this year, you're going to have to sell at some point to balance the books. No matter how big your club is.
Yeah, I don't know. But Let me just 800 people here, guys. More than 800 people here, which I love to see it. Support the channel by hitting the like button. The last bit we'll talk about, which is related to all of this DM dilemma that is happening in the Premier League between Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, is Fabinho. Fabrice is saying he is close now to finalizing the deal to move to Saudi Arabia. Does that mean Liverpool need two DMs, Lavia and someone else? Or they stick to Bajcetic, Thiago? If they get a Lavia, you have McAllister, Szoboszlai, you have Harvey Elliott, you have Curtis Jones. Do you think that's a lot of midfielders and it's enough for them? Remember, they don't play Champions League.
No, they need experience. Again, it's the same situation as Chelsea. That's why you have to link Fabinho there. This is all personal opinion. I don't think Bajcetic and Lavia is enough. And I don't even think Liverpool fans think it's enough for Lavia and Bajcetic to be the leading DMs going through the season. I think they need, again, a bit of experience there. It doesn't have to be Premier League experience. I'm just talking about a head that's a little bit older and a little bit more aware of how to play the game, since they're more refined. Whoever it's going to be, I don't know. Obviously, Kefram Turam, that's off the books. He's young. If you're going to get Lavia, there's no point getting a Kefram Turam, right? So it's not enough. I just don't know who Liverpool are going to be linked with. The same way Chelsea, if they are to come out this Caicedo stuff, who's it going to be? Because, I think Liverpool next, after Lavia, are going to focus more on a centre-back than a replacement DM. Actually, it'd be such a Liverpool thing to not get another DM, even though they said they're going to go do it, and just get a centre-back and get Lavia, and that's done, and then they'll wait for January to potentially get somebody, right?
Yeah.
I just don't know what DM they're linked with. I don't know. Last time I checked, last week, it was Paulinho that was on before he got injured, literally the day before he got injured. I think they can afford him not to get him. He's going to be recovered. It's a shoulder injury, right? I think he'll be recovered by the end of August. Maybe it's a later deal.
Yeah, 100%. I think, he might get by like September or something. You're going to be playing like 4 games. I think that's all right. In my opinion, he just needs to. They need to sign another experienced midfielder. It's Paulinho. The problem is the price tag. Price tag is too much. If they're still going on 70, remember, he's 28 years old, 70 million pounds, 60 million pounds. That's too much for him. He played for Fulham.
What happened to Ugarte, by the way?
I have no idea where the guy is.
He didn't sign for PSG. Yeah. Chelsea were heavily linked with him. At one point, even Liverpool were linked with him. So where's Ugarte in all of this?
I have no idea what happened to the guy.
Neither do I. Yeah, neither do I.
Can someone tell us in the chat? Do you guys know anything about Ugarte? What happened to Ugarte? Is he still on the market? I'm checking out. Paris Saint-Germain. No, he signed for PSG 3 weeks ago.
Did he sign him or did he unveil him?
Yeah, he did. PSG unveiled. Yeah. He's a PSG player. Yes.
Why am I looking at stuff from Chelsea fans about Ugarte?
3 weeks ago. Hold on. This is. Yeah. PSG unveiled their 52 million pounds. He's already a PSG player.
He's already gone then.
He's already gone, yeah.
I don't know, man.
You made me doubt what I saw like 3 weeks ago when he was unveiled.
I was just thinking, like, Chelsea were in for him at some point. I don't know what happened to him, so that's it. But yeah, man. Liverpool, you reckon they might go for Caicedo? I'm joking. No.
If they go for Caicedo, does he choose? Okay, does he choose Liverpool or he choose Chelsea? From your opinion,
Liverpool won't play.
No banter.
Liverpool ain't playing that much.
Okay, if they offer the same money, if they sell Fabinho and they have 50, as of now, they have 40 million pounds, 42 million pounds aligned for Lavia. They sell Fabinho. I don't know the fee for Fabinho.
Chelsea, they'll pay more wages.
Chelsea will pay more wages.
Yeah, Chelsea will pay more wages.
Okay, hypothetically, both clubs offer the same money. Where does he go? And don't be scared to hurt somebody's.
Liverpool.
You guys in the chat literally tell me without bias if Chelsea and Liverpool offer the same amount of money and the same wage, where does he go?
Yeah, no, I think he goes Liverpool because the manager and everything else around it, and also they got a bit of football in Europe. Probably more nailed on to hit Champions League than them. I keep seeing Florentino Luis. See, I like Florentino Luis a bit. He's a clamper. On the ball, he's terrible, though. Yeah, have you seen Florentino Luis from Benfica?
No,
He was meant to be
the guy that the destroyer in the middle. Yes, I watched him a little bit.
to be a wonder kid. Florentino Luis was meant to be this wonder kid, right? And then he went to Benfica. He's had good experience as well. He's very young. I think he's like 21 at the moment of time. I haven't seen him.
He's 23.
23. Sorry, 23. He had he had some off links with Liverpool, right? But this guy again, he's just a clamper. But on the ball, he's terrible, Mo. Like I'm talking like imagine his touch is so off. I don't know if he be able to handle. You know what he gives me vibes of? Do you remember who Monaco? Bakayoko a little bit.
Bakayoko was good.
The way he transitioned into the Premier League, I can see the same thing from Florentino Luis. I don't see it.
Yeah, wasn't he the guy that was doing the leg work for Enzo?
Ooh. Shout.
Wasn't he? I thought he was the guy behind Enzo's freedom to go forward and stuff at Benfica. That's from what I watched.
I just don't think Chelsea if you look at the Chelsea, you know what? When I look at what's linked with Chelsea, they all look at let's say Lavia was there, right? Lavia and Caicedo. What's the difference between both of them? They pretty much can be a midfielder that can do all of it. You know, he's an all-round DM, not a destroyer DM. So that's why I don't look at him particularly as a profile that, you know, Chelsea would want. Liverpool, I understand. I don't think Liverpool need an all-round midfielder. I think they need a destroyer. It would make sense for Liverpool.
Yeah, but Liverpool Football Club, the way they play football, everybody has to be able to pass the ball.
Everyone's good on the ball. Yeah, but at the moment of time, I look at the way McAllister is and the way even Thiago, Bajcetic, and all that kind of stuff. Who else is next to? They all can play they can all play ball. They're very.
But you add one guy that cannot play the ball and he just destroys everything.
I just think Liverpool in front of that defense, when you got people like Trent and Robbo as well, I just think they need more of a destroyer. I think the thing is, I just don't know. I don't look at Szoboszlai and I don't look at McAllister for people that are going to throw their body about.
No, they don't.
Exactly. I think even Chelsea to a degree, yeah. Even Chelsea don't have a player like that. But I've seen Nkunku get into tackles, you know. I've seen Enzo get into tackles as well. Thiago is very good at getting into tackles, to be fair. I just think the way Liverpool are, especially with Trent and everything, I think they just need a destroyer because I think Trent's not a guy to throw his body about. Robbo obviously is, don't get me wrong. I just think Liverpool don't need many more ball players because even when you go up front and they attack, very good at retaining the ball as well. Yeah. You know, Luis Diaz and that. I just think it's like when I look at Liverpool, I just think someone that's like a Fabinho, just go destroy. Even Fabinho's on the ball, he's very underrated. I think you need a destroyer. I think they could do with a destroyer. I don't think they need an all-rounder.
You can, but I think Chelsea, if they move away, they might get the guy that played next to Enzo in the first half of the season. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's about it for now, guys. Notification bell and the like button. Great show tonight at 10:30 UK time. Check the time differences and like the video. Give me 400 likes before you go on, and also comment on the video after. And what do you want us to talk about later tonight? Give me some ideas. On this video, comment about it. Go ahead.
Who's going live? Is anyone going live?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to look. If anyone's live, I'll send all you lot his way. I can't see anyone. I think Saeed might be live at 5. Yeah, Saeed's live at like 5 or 5:30. Everyone just go in there and smash a like for it. Wait, is Lewis going live? Is Lewis live? I can't see Lewis. How you not seeing Lewis's? Give me a sec. If someone can get me Lewis's video, I'll put it on right now so you lot can go send it away. Because you know what? Lewis helps me out a lot. He does have a live coming up. Oh, he's got a live coming up now. Okay, cool. I'm going to send you all over there. If you stay on this video, because I don't know why it's not here, but if you all stay on this video, you go over there, show Lewis some love as well. And then, yeah, man, we'll see you tonight. There you go. Thank you very much for the link.